This is the Board of Health meeting, hybrid format, Thursday, July 20, no, it's not Thursday. It's on Thursday, August 4th at 6 PM. Present, it's being recorded. President is Sue Braska.
Jean Nelson.
Mackenzie Kane.
We want to welcome Jean back to the board. She volunteered to help us out because we don't have a third member. Help us out until the election in May. So thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so happy to do it.
Welcome. And I don't see we have any, we're real happy that you do it. We don't have anybody on for public comment. So we go right to minutes. July 21st, that was the last meeting we had.
Yes.
Oh, do you have those minutes, Mackenzie?
I just emailed them to her. I am like right now. They just sent.
Okay.
And yes, I do.
Okay, take a look. So the results of the COVID tests are reported in Maven, right? So
Yeah.
they're not being reported to the Mass Department of Public Health.
It's just one. It should be fun.
Are we doing for the antigen test kits, one per person or one per household?
It's limited to 2 tests per person.
So that's one kit.
No, that's 2 kits.
Okay.
So 4 tests total.
Per individual.
Mhm.
In the home.
Yes, correct. Per person. Yep. And the public library has some
Yep.
downstairs by the clerk's, treasurer's, tax collector's office. Lobby.
So Cindy, on these minutes for the COC, it's just 16 Falmouth Road. And then the other bullets under that are,
Oh yeah, those are, yeah, I gotta erase that.
that's different.
Board of Health to remember. Yeah.
Those are what?
Those were the bullets that I had made for the topics to talk about, and then I just continued on and didn't erase them.
All right, so you're gonna erase those.
Yeah, I'm gonna erase that part.
I like the font you use.
Yeah, I do too. What font is
It's
this?
very nice.
Nice and clean.
I have it pulled up on my, I'll tell you in a second. I gotta find it. It's on my Google Doc.
Fantastic. Easy on the, you know.
My Google Doc just says that it's Arial.
Oh, is
Get
it?
out of here.
That's what
Is it really?
Yeah, for some reason I don't feel like it is though, because it looks different on my
Oh.
phone than it does on my computer.
Hey, under housing, 16 Congamon Road. Tried to call the tenant, was unsuccessful. 16
Okay.
Congamon Road, it's unsuccessful.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see that.
unsuccessfully. I'll give these to,
To Alex, yeah.
Sue, in that second paragraph, Joe Didi, the president of the Civic
yeah, fund,
Fund.
yeah, fix that,
Okay.
yeah. Also about the 16 Congamon Road, a 51A field debris is also debris.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm talking about? 51,
Is also believed to be the fire safety hazard, yes.
what's 51A field?
Um,
So section 51 is in the housing.
it's
code.
supposed to be 51A filed, not field. Sorry.
And what's DEBRE?
The debris that was in the back of the house that is believed to be a fire safety hazard.
DEBRIS. So I'm just gonna cross out that 51A file.
And I would mention, it was Tom Fitzgerald who spoke at that, just to clarify.
Okay.
For which one?
He was the one who did that inspection for Congamon Road, and he's the one who spoke to it. So we just want to clarify that. Why?
Did Tom try calling or you?
We both did.
Geese increase the algae in the water? Don't geese eat the algae?
Yeah, they were using the pinwheels, the pinwheel spinners as a deterrent against the geese. That way to not have the geese droppings.
Because their feces increase the algae.
Oh, their feces does. Okay.
Tom's name. And then the next page where it says Alex White and Thomas Fitzgerald, you just want to put a G for in Tom's last name.
Okay.
Fitz-
So I'm gonna change it. At the time of the last meeting, we had 4 applicants.
That's correct. What does it say?
6. Because we have 6 now.
No, we have 6 now, yeah.
Right, so we'll mention in the meeting tonight that we have 2 more.
Take your edits.
No, I don't have any really.
So just, okay, so this is the money, the additional 20,000 allotted to Southwick and 30,000.
To Westfield.
30,000 to Westfield.
I'm editing them now as you tell me.
Wait. I'm sorry, it's Agawam.
30,000 to Agawam.
Agawam.
Because it's West Springfield, Agawam, and Southwick.
Do you have anything, Mackenzie?
No,
Okay, so these are good, Cindy. Of course, I wrote all over them because that's what I do. But I'll give it to Alex and Alex can give it to you, okay?
Okay.
No, she got the one thing
All right.
But you got those.
that's on the agenda. It's not on the minutes.
So I can make a motion, right, to accept the minutes.
As in,
I make a motion to accept the minutes of
With
July
corrections.
21st, 2022 with the corrections.
And I abstain
'Cause you weren't
because I
here.
wasn't a
Amendment.
member at the time
Okay.
of the meeting.
I will second that.
Okay, all in favor? Sue, aye. Yes,
Kenzie Kane, yes.
so we're all set with that. Hey, Peter, you missed a public comment. Is there anything you want to say? For now? To the end of the meeting?
I'm all set for now. Thank you.
Okay. All right, go ahead,
oh, my turn. Okay.
your turn.
As you can see, it's a very short list today for the meeting. And provide an update on COVID numbers. As you know, Valerie Bird has stopped contact tracing with the town as of July 31st. And before so, sent out the month of July's report. 72 COVID-19 cases reported to Maven.
From which dates?
July 1st to July
Oh,
30th,
the month of July.
31st.
I missed that, sorry.
And most have been vaccinated. Only one case has been sequenced and has been determined to be the BA.3 variant. There's tick-borne illnesses that are still, prevalent. Cases are increasing with incidents. You should be receiving, we did receive tick identification cards. So I think we just want to say thank you to Valerie Bird for, helping us out during
Yes.
this time. So
We were
thank you,
desperate,
Valerie.
yes. Thank you very much. The tick identification cards, are there a stack of them? Are they down in the clerk's office down here?
Yeah, so Cindy, I think you took a stack and put it across the
Yeah, it's on the counter in the Board of Health office, but you wanted the rest of them on your desk.
I mean, there's like 100 there or something, so.
Yeah, and I can put them downstairs tomorrow if you want when I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it. Yep, great.
Okay,
And then not much going on with septic. I was on vacation last week. And when it comes to food, I did reach out to Ken Eccleston and Dante about doing a food plan review for the 141 Congamon Road establishment. And let's see what
And
else.
he
with
said
food.
that they're not doing anything with the kitchen right now. Is that what his reply was?
I think that's what the reply was, yeah, yeah, so.
You're going to go and inspect that though.
Oh, absolutely. So what I would like to do is do initial walkthrough, look at what's currently at the kitchen and then do a food plan review with the architect and the, the restaurant representative and just say, so this is what the FDA food code is, this is what the state code is and the local regulations. Just want to make sure everything is up to code and workflow and everything is going to be good when it comes to, just complying with the health codes.
Have you been in there yet?
No, I have not. Nope.
Did Tom do a walkthrough?
Not to my knowledge. No, Tom has not, he's told me. He has not done it.
But you said Tammy did a walkthrough?
According to Karen, yes,
Okay.
Tammy has done a walkthrough. But I don't have that on record, so I don't know what the findings were or anything like that. So.
Right.
So that's that when it comes to food items. Housing, while I was away, Tom was covering for me and worked on 16 Congamon Road and is finishing up his report and his findings. And so we'll
Did he get
discuss.
anywhere with that, the tenant or the landlord or anything? Oh, no, we are the landlord. Did he get anywhere with 16 Congamon Road?
Um,
Tom is
so,
on vacation.
yeah, I haven't seen his report yet because he's
Okay.
still working on it.
Okay.
But in regards to 3 Evergreen Street,
I'm hate to interrupt,
Oh, go
but
ahead.
because I haven't been here. Can you tell me what's going on with 16 Congamon Road?
yes. Let me get the
Just-
folder.
A little
It's,
miniature reiteration.
It's under the housing authority, correct? In
Yes,
Southwick?
so that's with, was it Westfield Housing Authority, but
Yeah.
also the mutual aid agreement between Southwick and that municipality. So we got a complaint. This is the complaint that we got sometime in early July, I think July 8th, it says on there. From Dan Kelly, is that who it is?
Yes,
And just,
Daniel Kelly.
and just saying that there are issue, I think trash and health code violations. And so
Okay,
we gotta,
so it's internal and external?
yes, it seems to be mostly, these are images from Tom when he went out there, because I tried to call, but to no avail. The phone number provided, the area code did not work. There was no service. Oh, it was July 7th when I called. So Tom was finally able to go out there the following week. Knocked on the door and whatnot on July 12th. And these are the images.
And then he went round back to knock on that door.
And that's when you found all
Yeah,
this
that's when he
debris?
found all that, yeah.
Now, there are children here,
Yes, I think,
several.
yes, what was the
Yes.
report here?
So you called
Yes, there are 6 children.
Yeah,
DSS.
I don't know if he did. I don't know if Tom did, but I know that there was this discussion point about it. So
I
he's
believe
gonna
he said
write
that he
that-
That he called, okay.
okay.
I thought he said he was gonna call, or that he did call to get them involved.
So that was,
We
Okay.
just have to wait to see where it is right now, right?
yes,
When he comes back.
yeah.
Okay, thanks
So,
for the update.
oh yeah, anytime.
Curious.
And then 3 Evergreen. Here it is. Tom also went out to do, so there was a complaint that was received on the 25th Yeah, July 25th. From a tenant, an occupant, and wanted to go ahead and, there's no hot water. So as you know, that's important to have hot water. And so that was the main concern right now. And so Tom did go out there, and we have his inspection report. That was 2 days later, the 27th. Basically, he just cited the hot water and did do a correction order as well. Yeah. And the time limit here is 5 days. We just sent that out yesterday and, or on Tuesday, I'm sorry, to supposedly the agent and also to Freedom Credit Union, who's responsible right now because it's under big control of the mortgage. Or whatnot. So the individual, the owner is deceased, and so the ex-wife, I think, took control of it or something. But we just wanted to send that service out to all parties involved, and a copy was refurbished to the occupants as well. So we will follow up on that accordingly and see if there's compliance with the enforcement action. So, yeah.
25 Lexington Circle,
Where?
under housing.
I don't think it is.
What are you looking at, Sue?
The agenda.
For what day?
It should be beach testing next.
Oh, sorry,
That's okay.
I'm on the wrong one.
That's okay. Okay, so beach testing, as promised, you should get do you have the results? I know that Cindy made copies.
What was our cutoff, 100 or 110?
Our cutoff for fresh water for E. coli is 235 colonies per 100 mil.
235.
And so the last testing that I, beach sample I did on Tuesday had a result of 297 colonies per 100 mil. And so I did inform Cindy Sullivan from Parks and Rec and DPH as well that we did have to shut down the town beach at South Pond Beach. And we just posted today. And I did retest today, dropped off the samples, and hopefully we'll find a safe level, and hopefully they're able to open. But again, there's hardly any rain. And it's the water level is down a little bit, and also the water temperatures, the reading today was 87 on the surface. And when I did do the testing, the water was extremely warm, just at the touch. So it's just a perfect petri dish, if you will. So we want to keep all our residents safe and whatnot. And so we'll see. But I know a lot of other beaches are closed in the Commonwealth as well. A lot from the eastern part of the state that has severe drought advisories and warnings and whatnot. So I'm not super surprised. I mean, this is not the first time, just historical context of previous seasons. This seems to be around the time frame that just given the patterns that usually the bacteria count is elevated in such a way that's not safe for swimming.
That beach is not restrictive to Southwick residents, is it?
Correct. All right,
I don't know.
so hopefully we tested today, so you'll get the results tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes, yeah, I usually get it in 48 hours. So
And then, 48, so when will you get it? The end of tomorrow, the end of work tomorrow?
It really depends. I've seen it the next day, other times
They
I've seen
email
it.
you,
Yeah, they email it to me, then I print it out.
and then if it fails.
So
you do-
even when I did the GO mean, the average of the 5 tests, I was hoping that, but even then that exceeded the limitation threshold. It was just well over that of the safety range, so.
It's bad time to have to close the beach.
I know. Well, hopefully we'll get some rain tomorrow. And you have to test on Monday if it fails, right?
Well, should you test on Monday anyway?
Yes, no, I usually test on Tuesdays,
Okay.
on the weekly, as a weekly thing,
Okay.
out on the rowboat, which is actually a lot of fun. Good workout, yeah, so, no? All right.
We'll take your word for it.
You get to be out on the water.
Oh, yeah, sunscreen, hat, you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to take over one time.
No, it's fine, right?
Okay, the nursing grant.
Okay,
got 2
so the PHE, the Public Health Excellence Shared Services for nursing. We had a meeting, oh yeah, I talked about that last time. So we have 2 additional public health nursing nurse applicants. I did reach out to both of them. One of them did get back to me, is interested in the full-time position. So we have 3 part-time individuals interested and 2 full-time individuals. And I did send out a message out to the other towns to see when we could begin conducting interviews.
Soon. I hope.
Soon, I hope too. Mid-August is what I'm aiming for at this point. But I'm curious to know what would be a good time, you think, during the day, and what day of the week, days of the week?
Well, I think we'd like to have McKinsey part of the interview process.
Yeah.
McKinsey, what's good for you? Morning, during the week, evenings?
I mean, during the week, definitely not in the morning. So it would have to be later. Like 6 p.m. during the week time, so I can find somebody to watch my daughter.
I think that's gonna be possible.
I don't know. I can send out a survey and see.
Or
Doable,
if you do it over Zoom, like do the first round via Zoom. Because,
Sure.
or I don't know. You know,
Well,
like
I think it was gonna be Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
well
the-
then if you do Zoom, then just send me the invite, and I can, even if I can't necessarily be like in person, I can just passively listen.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, even if I can't put my face, if I'm in another meeting at work, I can still listen.
Yeah,
Well, would it be a Board of Health meeting, or would it just be an interview with you and Mackenzie and?
so, well, I guess that's a good question. I mean, we do have other towns involved here. We have Russell, Tallinn, Montgomery, Granville, and Blandford, Southwick. So I would like to have at least one representative from each municipality to be on the interview as well, to make it equitable and fair in that regard. Because we will be sharing the nurses amongst our towns.
but if we have McKinsey and you, then if you or I join, it's considered a
A
meeting.
considered meeting,
It would
so.
have to be posted.
Right. So at least one
So it would
representative.
just be just
So it'd
Mackenzie.
be McKinsey.
And could you ask, the other participants, if they're not available, could they defer to a majority decision?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's brilliant.
I didn't know.
Okay, great. So I will do another doodle poll, just like I did with the PHE re-engagement meeting that we had July 21st. So yeah, I will do that, have a few dates and times, and just, request it out. I did reach out to see other municipalities if they saw the resume. So
Are they responding?
I am waiting their response. Yes.
Are you, they're gonna plan on interviewing all 6 candidates? Or by looking at their resume, narrowing it down?
I think, oh, that's a good question. I don't know if we should do a group multi applicant interview, or if we should do individual.
I think we
Come
should
in at 1:15, come in at, 6:30, I don't know.
Well, Mackenzie, is there any candidates that stick out in your opinion as being at the top or at the bottom of a consideration?
There are a few that have public health experience, so to me that would, they're definitely sorry. There are definitely ranked candidates. There's a there's a candidate that is a physician, so I don't know if they know the full scope of this job, and if they would necessarily be a great fit for this job. Like they're a medical doctor. So that may narrow our candidates down to 5. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a ranking for sure.
Now, Jean, were you able to see the applicants?
No,
We
I
have to
haven't.
get,
I'll get you the applicant.
Mackenzie, could you kind of rate them essentially?
Yeah, you want me to do it right now or
No,
like
no,
privately?
no, definitely.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
even looked at the applicants
hey, what
yet.
does,
Oh.
A period S it stand for nursing?
I'm s-
What was that? I'm sorry.
A period S period.
I
One of the
can't hear the word.
candidates,
A period,
S
S
period.
period.
Say the mnemonic word that goes with the first letter.
A as in apple, S as in Sam.
Oh, it's an associate degree.
oh, okay, an associate degree.
So they're an associate
Nursing.
degree instead of a bachelor degree prepared nurse.
Okay, so we have somebody here that has an AS in nursing and an
Yeah.
LPN. So does that person an LPN or an RN?
They're an LPN with an associate's degree in nursing.
Okay, and we're looking for an RN.
Correct. So it wouldn't necessarily nullify them as a candidate, but it wouldn't necessarily make them the strongest candidate.
Okay, so
On paper.
Mackenzie, if you have a second,
Yeah.
if you help me out here and rank the candidates 1 through 6. So I
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
review the applications and kind of get an idea of, in your medical opinion,
Yeah.
who would be the strongest or stronger candidate.
Yes, for sure. We can do that.
That would be greatly appreciated.
And,
Cool beans.
Cindy or Alex, will you be able to email Jean the applicants, the resumes? I can email her the last 2, but the.
Yeah,
other 4
actually, Cindy, will you email me the first 4 because I have them on paper and I don't actually know where they are off the top of my head now.
Yeah, is it cool if I do it tomorrow morning?
Sure.
Okay, I'll send
I
them to you.
got
that's
it
what I'm looking.
here. I'll send it. Hold on.
Cindy,
I just have
Cindy,
them at home. What? Yeah.
you're coming into the office tomorrow?
Yeah, I can come in for a little bit tomorrow. I just I don't want to go over my hours, so.
No. Well, the next time you come in the office.
Yeah.
If you have them all on paper, I'll just take them from you.
I just sent you
Okay.
I sent you
Okay.
the last 2, Jean. In the email.
In my town email?
Yeah, I just sent you
Okay.
the last 2.
Okay.
Also, like one of the applicants seems to have, I don't know if you noticed, has gone for many positions.
applied for many
Well,
positions?
has been in many positions.
Should I
Oh,
send it to yourself? Vic?
Suffolk, yeah. Yeah, Cindy, never mind. They're sending me the applications to my email, so I won't need you to make copies for me, okay?
Okay, and then I'll still
Thank you
send.
anyway.
Mackenzie them. You're welcome.
See, I just need to get an idea,
Me too.
okay?
You don't have to,
We'll narrow it down.
okay,
yeah.
but with the group, you're gonna have to have the same questions for all the applicants.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I don't know
yeah.
if anybody's working on the questions.
Yeah, I can work on questions. Yeah.
All right.
And I'll send it to y'all's review.
Yeah, especially McKinsey.
Yeah, I'll call you, Mackenzie.
Can we
Yes,
ask?
please.
For example, can we ask, like, there's one applicant that has gone several different jobs. Can we ask them like why?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's not discriminatory.
Well, you have a good handle on the questions we can ask, Mackenzie.
'cause you had-
Yes, I actually just
you had
took a,
done that.
an interviewing course, so I know what you can and cannot ask.
Okay,
Okay,
so we definitely want you,
so do you have any type of template for questioning?
Yeah, I do actually.
Ooh, hey, bonus.
Yeah, there's only like 8 questions that like legally you cannot ask in an interview. Everything else is fair game. So you can absolutely ask, do you mind sharing as to why you have so much, shared interest in all these positions? Like that's totally fair
what are the
game.
questions, what are the ones we cannot ask?
Well, we can-
Like religion, finance, sexual orientation,
Football,
health
whatever.
restrictions, unrelated to the job. You can ask,
Age.
oh, are you able to lift 50 pounds?
Actually, I think that is one. isn't it?
Well, actually,
That is
can't
one.
ask age.
that
No. if you
Oh,
can-
age,
if you
exactly.
can- No, if you can.
that
lift,
weight
You can-
thing was
Yeah, you could do
actually in the health
You
directors.
could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
barely
you-
passed that one.
You can ask, do you have physical limitations that'll prevent you from lifting 50 pounds, but you can't say like, oh, do you have a chronic disease that'll keep you out of work for more than 2 weeks a year? You can never ask something like that. Like you
Okay.
can ask about health status or something.
Well, if you can come up with that template from that seminar, Mackenzie, that would be a bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I actually have it saved. I'll print it out for us.
Okay, perfect.
Woohoo.
I just think it's gonna be hard to get everybody together.
I can make if it's Zoom, I can definitely be there
Oh, yeah.
any
Alright.
time of the
Yeah.
day.
Well, I
Zoom
think
is-
it's gonna be doable. I mean, if, again, the idea if, one of the individuals, municipality, can't make it majority, defer it to, a proxy or whatever, so.
Well,
yeah.
you could set up like 2 different dates,
Right,
like,
so we could do ours first, right, with Southwick, and then we could do with the municipalities, is that what you're saying?
No,
No.
no. Oh,
everybody together.
Everybody, I think you should have
Yeah.
everybody together.
Yeah.
But, and you may not, the applicants, I don't know if you're gonna do them all in one day. I don't know if you can do that. You might have to split them up and do.
Well,
And
I
they may
would
not be
like,
available.
right, exactly, right. So it's a lot of parties involved here, so it's representatives of different municipalities, what time works for them, but what time works for the applicants. And then we just,
Right,
we get to it.
So I think when the municipalities decide on a time, you just email the applicants and say you're scheduled for a.
Right.
interview and
Right.
Tell them
Well,
that they are scheduled.
I
Is
think-
this time work, this
No,
time
I-
work, and then just narrow it down that way, right?
we'll give them a couple options.
Right.
Set up with the municipalities, like Monday at 10 AM for 2 interviews, one at 10, one at 11.
Mhm.
Or 10:30,
You gotta see how long, do you need half an hour? 45
Mackenzie,
minutes?
how long for an interview?
Really depends.
Honestly, for this position, no more than 30 minutes.
Okay, so you can set up one at 10, one at 10:45 on such and such a day. And then, on a Tuesday, set up two more interviews,
Mhm.
one at 2 o'clock and one at 2:45.
Yep.
And then, set the days, set the times,
Mhm.
and then see what municipalities are available. And at least if you can get
As many
3 out of 5, and then ask if they would defer,
Yeah.
a decision. And then Mackenzie, you could be available for a couple days, so it wouldn't be all done in one day.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then, and notify the candidates. Like I have Monday at 10 o'clock, or Monday at 10:45, or Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Which slot would you be available
Oh,
for?
that's true.
And fill them that way,
That's good too, yeah.
okay?
Yeah. And definitely, I think 45 minutes apart, if you're gonna have two on the same day,
If you're gonna have two on the same day, have them,
45 minutes apart, so you
Right.
figure half an hour and then you.
and
can-
then you have,
Yeah, or if
Good,
you
yeah.
go over it.
right. Okay,
And I don't see any of these say references upon
request.
request,
Yeah, a lot of resumes don't.
none of them.
Mine did.
Well, we didn't want. you didn't references.
Oh,
We didn't have any references.
wow.
We didn't call.
Wow. Wow. No, okay. Yeah, so that's great. And then I did the quarterly reporting as well for this grant, so it is good.
So now you no longer have any money from the fiscal 22.
That's absolutely correct, none.
All this money went back, all the money went back to the state, or?
I don't know if it's all went back yet. I
Because you
haven't,
expended some,
right, so we send back the unused funds. That's
Right.
correct, but I don't know if we have done that yet. I did share with town administration the process to do that.
Okay.
But I'm not too,
But-
well, I haven't heard anything from DPH yet.
so are they reinstating the 23 fiscal year funds? Say if we hire this nurse and she starts September 1st, do we have the funds
That's a great
in-house?
question. That's a great question.
And you're gonna get the great answer.
That's right.
Yeah, because we can't
DPH.
hire
Yeah.
more money.
I'll follow DPH and inquire with that, with the program coordinator and yeah.
Okay? Where's the money?
Where's the money? All right, so that's that. And then disposable systems regulation status.
Well, you said you haven't heard back from the attorney.
No.
So my thought was, let's pick a day that we're gonna have a hearing and then go back
Who's Andrew?
to figure out. I think
He
that's-
joins quite a few
Oh, okay.
various meetings, but never
Yeah,
comments.
yeah.
Okay.
um,
So, yeah, I'll do that.
So you have disposal system regulations,
Remember, we did
We
that
were
when you were
work-
here, yes.
yeah, we were working on
And then,
revitalizing them.
and then Alex,
Tom, myself, and the board went through it. And now you can take a look at it. So I'll send it to you.
so Carl suggested that we send them to the attorney just to double check.
Right,
But the attorney's not responding. We're not getting any, and the septic plan, the new regulations are like the old ones, but they're cut down
right.
because we don't need a lot of stuff in it anymore. So my thought would be to pick a date that we want a hearing and then go back, because you got to post it 14 days.
Right. But I'm curious, why is the town attorney not responding?
I don't know. And Tom said he didn't respond to when he submitted the information about the restaurants and the
Yeah, the
finding.
finding, the other Board of Health, I don't know. So I think they're just
Okay.
super busy, so I'll follow up again this week and just do it. Yeah, that's fine, not a
Well,
problem.
are you going to set a public hearing on the normal Board of Health hearing date or some,
No, it'd be normal- it
additional?
would be normal health board of hearing.
okay,
Oh, sorry, but I think you should take a look at that.
I will.
Jean has took a look at them. She
So,
was on the board.
so
We've been
maybe
do-
we could take a
We've been doing it for a long
a
time.
hearing date later, right?
hearing date later than what?
At
Well,
the
you got
next meeting.
14 days to post it,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
we're in no rush to implement it immediately, right?
no, not necessarily, but if you're following the state guidelines.
That state law, yeah.
State, so, you know, I mean.
I'm not worried,
It's
yeah.
pretty much,
Okay, notice of the time, place, and subject matter must be published for 2 consecutive weeks in the newspaper, the first publication being at least 14 days prior to the hearing.
right.
Yeah.
So why don't you just schedule that for the first Thursday meeting in September?
Does that work?
No,
Let's do October.
October, that's what I meant, October. So
Okay,
the first meeting date, Board of Health meeting date in October,
boom.
and then, mid-September, do the posting for the legal ad.
When do we do legal ad?
It has to be 14 days. So what's the date of the first meeting in October? Has anybody got a calendar?
Yes. That is going to be the 6th.
Okay, October 6th. Now go back 2 weeks.
So that's going
To
to be September 22nd.
So go back,
So at least 14 days, so we can
Right.
actually do a 21
yeah,
days.
so do it like September 20th and then September 27th, if both those days fall on a weekday
Okay, for posting.
for posting the legal ad. September 20th, September 27th.
Okay. I
Okay,
won't be at the meeting the second Thursday in September.
so we just
It
put
has
it,
nothing to do with
Right, I know, but
posting. the
just-
so
meeting.
we just put it in the
Yeah.
reminder?
Yeah, reminder publications, Peter's newspaper.
I
So
see
how do
that.
we go about doing that? Does Robin do that for us?
Cindy, you've done something like that before, right? With the application, with the job posting? It's probably the same process, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So we'll just do that again. We'll just reach out to them on September 20th. Is that right?
Well, let's do it before
Oh,
that.
before then to
Right.
post it.
So
So
they
we'll
can
get
get
it
it
in time.
into,
How
I think
far in
they need
advance
like
could you?
3 days.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Well, you can even give them a week or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Make
can
sure.
give them,
And you tell them the 2 days you want it posted.
Yeah.
But
and-
also, there must be a certain form we have to follow, right?
Yeah, isn't it
We
by
have to put in
word
the
count?
Time, the place.
no,
No?
no,
We haven't done this in so long.
Yeah.
I know there's gotta be some kind of sample, because we've done it before. So ask Tom when he comes back,
A sample for what?
a sample for a public hearing notice. And then you can just change the words.
Peter, can you help us out on this?
Sorry, I was muted. Repeat the,
We have to put a notice in the newspaper for a public hearing on our revised disposal system regulations.
Mhm.
Is there a certain
Procedure?
Um,
procedure format? I mean,
excuse me, that's a little outside my department, but,
That's Roxanne, right? Peter?
yeah, reach out to
Okay.
Roxanne. Do you have contact for her?
Yes.
Okay,
Who's
good. Yeah, she's,
She's the
Roxanne
one
Miller.
that, yeah, I post the legal ads for the Conservation Commission with. I have an in,
There you
all
go.
right, so you'll talk to her?
yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
she'll be able to help you guys out.
yeah,
Thanks, Peter.
thanks.
No problem.
And do you want me to email you those regulations that we're gonna post?
You're not gonna post them in full.
No, you don't.
No,
No.
just
You
the,
yeah.
just the announcement of it, right?
I think you might have a little condensed version of it.
Okay.
Okay? I'll just, yeah, send
How do you
me,
condense that?
how many pages is it?
Is it 6 or something?
No, I think we cut it way down.
Really?
Send that to me and then I'll get over,
1, 2, 3,
That's it.
4.
that's it.
We cut it way, because a lot of the
Okay.
stuff was after they did the new Title V, so we
Was
had to deal with
absorbed.
we had to do with the previous Title V and the new Title V.
Okay. Yeah, we won't publish that entire thing. We'll just do a synopsis of it. Okay,
Town of Southwick Board of Health updates.
yeah, and then the
disposables.
regulations and. you know,
Okay,
blah,
so
blah, blah.
I'm gonna send this to you and you're gonna send it to Roxanne. What about the billing and stuff like that?
The board, select board has a blanket purchase order they have for legal ads, and just bill them as a municipality.
So how does that work? The
They
paper
just-
bills us?
I send the legal ad to Roxanne and Roxanne sends the bill to me and then I bring it down to the select board.
Okay, all right, so you'll do
Yeah.
that. And you need to put the dates in that we needed to, you said
Yep.
the 20th and the
Yeah.
27th.
Yes.
Yep.
And so therefore, this hearing on our agenda, we'll have to put what the hearing is then, and the time. What time do we want to do the hearing?
I'm,
6:30?
oh, sure, yeah. Yeah.
6:30 on October 6th,
Mhm.
2022 at the Southwick Town Hall Land Use Room.
That's flying by.
But it's going to be hybrid, so we'll have to include the Zoom information too, right?
So we
Yeah,
had to
you
put that
include
in the lead,
Zooming, yeah.
What?
in the
we had to
legal
put that
ad,
in lead
yeah.
ad, right?
Yeah.
okay.
But are we going to have the Zoom information?
Yeah,
Yeah,
We will, okay.
oh, you can schedule.
you could do it far in advance.
Yeah,
I
a
think what's
Zoom
a-
meeting months in advance,
Right, yeah.
as long as you get the
The ID.
ID and the
everything.
passcode.
Yeah.
You just schedule it, but,
In fact, you can keep doing recurring ones with the same ID too.
Okay, as long as you two know what to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going back to school. I'm,
you?
yep,
Oh my God, what are you going for?
to be a boss.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Management?
MBA?
No, the school bus supervisors.
Oh,
job.
oh,
I'm going back on the
I thought you meant like higher ed.
16th
And then how, is it for the rest of the summer or what?
for the rest of the school year until June 2023.
And
I'm doing my whole supervisor job at the bus garage again.
so you're gonna do online classes? Or,
No, I'm
She's driving for the
I'm driving
schools.
school
Yeah.
bus boss. I'm going back to my full-time
oh,
job.
I see what you mean. When you
Going
said go
back
back to
see, I thought-
school, I thought you meant school
Me
classes.
too, yeah, yeah.
No,
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
what class would
yeah,
you take?
no.
Yeah,
Going back
that's
to
what I
my
mean.
full-time job in
Oh my gosh.
August
That you're,
18th, I
that you've
think.
been doing right along.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I had the summer off
right.
because my contract is only for 204 days a year.
That's
Which
very
is
specific.
10 days before the school starts, 10 days after school ends.
Oh,
And there's 4 days in there that I teach a convention days that I have to work, even though the buses
Did
are
the
running.
no buses. All right, well, that's good. I don't know. Is that good?
That's great.
Well, it's going back to be there and being very, very busy. And
Yeah.
so I want to get as much done
Now.
of this as I can before
School.
the 18th,
Yes.
okay?
So I reached out to the schools about doing COVID vaccination as well in the fall. And it seems like it's doable, but we have to do something about a certificate of insurance or something like that. So I forward that to the town administration to see if they can help me with that. I also want to provide a little update about the academic public health corps.
No, go back to the vaccine.
Oh, sure.
So when we did the vaccination before, was it curative? Didn't they take care of all that?
Well, this is to use the school space.
Okay,
For school students and teachers.
So this is gonna be after school. So this is gonna be after school gets out. What's that, like 3:30 or something for the high
The
school?
high school gets out at 2:05.
So it'll be at 3 o'clock or 2:30. Whenever dismissal is and bus and everything
Okay,
settles. And then it will be open to the public,
okay, so it'd be open to
everyone.
students, the entire
Everyone.
town.
That's right. And
Everybody.
anyone outside of town.
Oh, okay.
but who's going to do it?
So I am going to reach out to the Department of Public Health for the mobile vaccination unit as well to provide those services. It's gonna be great.
Does the mobile vaccination unit, do they come into the building or do they
Yes.
have a, okay,
So I think the biggest question I have is, do we have like partitions and dividers, chairs, tables? And chairs for the waiting area, tables for people to sign in.
I guess you'd have to set it up probably in
Right.
the cafeteria.
Oh, absolutely.
I
So,
don't know if you
so
probably
who
wouldn't
would
have
get in
Jen-
contact?
Jen Weller,
John Weller.
Jen Weller, she's the superintendent of the school.
Okay.
She's up at the high school.
Do you have her contact?
I do.
Can I get it?
I will give it to you. Are you gonna be in tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
All right, great. Exciting.
I don't know about.
I'm so
petitions.
excited
I
about
don't know
this.
about petitions, but we could set tables and chairs up. and-
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if the school has anything because they could have set up some kind of division for the in-class students during the COVID thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they may have already something in place.
Yeah. Yeah, so my thinking is with the setup, with the vaccination, you have the chairs, people come in, register with the laptop or whatever. And then you have a procession or whatnot, have 6 spaces for the immunizers, have a divider in between 2 chairs and a table within to hold the contents. And then again, and then they would go down to multiple chairs as a waiting area after their 15 minutes or so, and then they can leave, and then you just continue with that
Right.
process.
We
So
did the
try to
H-
make it as efficient
We
as
did the
possible.
H1N1, we didn't have dividers or anything like that, you remember
Yeah.
that
Right,
at the school?
but what I'm thinking of, which vaccine are you?
So this is gonna be, this is gonna be the COVID vaccine, so it'd be Pfizer and Moderna, but I know that there's a new one out there, the Novavax. I don't know how many individuals are interested in doing that for the first and second doses. And I actually don't know if the vendors in the Commonwealth, if any providers actually have supply of that, but I can certainly reach out to DPH and try to see and coordinate with them and the vendors and see if there is an interest, we could, potentially just advertise that with flyers, and we can do outreach and just let individuals know this is the vaccination clinic, and we're really excited about it. Yeah.
So who at DPH comes to administer?
So
vaccine?
DPH isn't the one administering. They would be the individual overseeing other emergency medical, like EMS providers or whatnot, like ambulance companies or whatever vendor that has the kind of Massachusetts immunization authorization to provide that.
So
And
they,
so they would contact the vendor,
Right.
and the vendor would come in and provide their services in that regard. yeah.
so who would, you'd probably have to schedule appointments and stuff and who's coming and all that, who takes care of that?
So the vendor would do that, yeah.
Okay,
And actually, DPH has a platform that they used. Before it was called PrepMod, and now it's called Color. And Color is a really good platform for registration of immunizations and whatnot. And there are other functions to it as well. And so it's been really great. Individuals sign up, they put in their information, and so they're already pre-registered before they even come to the event. And they just verify their information, whatnot, provide the vaccination record card or are given one. And then they just get vaccinated, and then they just wait. So it's very easy. It's a very smooth process. I've had no difficulty in the past with it. And I think it's just absolutely important just to protect the citizenry and, the community at large.
so then they'd have to come back. Is the second dose for Pfizer and Moderna the same time period?
I don't think so. I think it's 21 days for Pfizer, and
Do you know,
Moderna is,
It's 21 for Moderna, 28 for Pfizer.
so they'd have to come back 2 different times?
Correct.
well, no, so, right, and so that's the vaccination show, would be 1 clinic on this day, and then 2 or 3 weeks later for their second dose. And so for those who do want to get Moderna as their second dose from the first one, they would unfortunately have to go to a different provider, because you can't do 3 weeks here and then the next week there again. So because the majority of individuals actually go with the Pfizer vaccine. But the other point is there could be a question about, there's that the efficacy right now with the current vaccines is not as strong as it was for previous subvariants of COVID-19 to now with the BA.5 and to potentially other, more virulent kind of strands and infectious subvariants as well.
So this is what we talked about. They're supposed to come out with another vaccine, which is going to target the variants, maybe in October. Do we want to wait?
Or we could do both. We could do
Until-
one right before school starts or during school. And then we could do another one in October. I think the more the merrier to provide the, increased access and whatnot, just to, protect yourself and others. Absolutely.
So I guess I'm a little confused. You had the original COVID-19 vaccine with the boost, with the first and second doses.
Yeah, first.
And then you
primary
had
regimen.
a booster. So if you've had all three of those,
Oh, you can
what
get
do you
the,
get now?
you can get people are eligible for their second boosters too. If you're
So-
50, if you're over the age of 50 and or immunocompromised, you're able to get a second dose, a second booster. But Mackenzie, is there anything else that's changed?
I know for B State Health, everybody was eligible to get boosted, and it's not the second booster. People are on like their fourth. I
The
should say their
fourth
fourth
booster?
vaccine. Their fourth vaccine. So I guess it would be
So
the
that'd be the
second.
second booster.
Yes. Okay, you're right. I'm getting confused.
So how do you know, like, if I walk in there and I said, well, I had my first,
You
second,
have to have your
Well, they
card.
can-
and now I need my one booster?
You have to have your
That's
card.
fine.
So
So-
they would have, if I have my card, so
Card.
they would have.
But even if you
different-
don't have your card, you can look up your card
Right.
too.
But
right.
they would have the different types of vaccines that people would need.
That's
Well,
correct.
Okay,
And you're
That's
gonna-
correct.
you're
And
gonna call
people,
ahead of time.
and people report that ahead of time with
Okay.
the pre-registration form as well. So it's a very straightforward, easy process that I've not had complaints at all. So I think it's something that is really exciting, to be honest. So, yeah.
I know you get all excited.
Oh.
Okay.
And what about walk-ins?
Yeah, we could do walk-ins, absolutely. Walk-ins are welcome.
Okay, as long as that's,
Yeah,
part of the program,
absolutely.
so that way you're not restricting anybody.
No. So lower the barriers of entry, absolutely. Provide the access points.
So we just have to-
We're not going to turn people away.
So we just have to get permission, and you have to find out about that insurance form.
Yeah, so I filled out the form, but I'm waiting for the COI from Carl and or
What's
clerk's
COI?
office. The certificate of insurance
Oh, okay. So
for the town municipality, for another municipality organization. So I didn't know that was a requirement.
Well, you can't do anything nowadays without somebody
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to insure you just in case you like use the wrong word in public or something.
Okay,
That's fine.
what is this about? Can I change the subject? Do we cover everything on this agenda so I can just?
Well,
ask
Yeah.
some
what's
questions?
this DPH? Interagency communicate, oh, that's the.
That's the week,
Okay.
bi-weekly webinars that we go to, yeah.
And
They're just talking about monkeypox. And right now, the US just declared monkeypox a public health emergency. So
What do
I
they
think
have
we know that we've been talking about this.
Yeah, what do they have for vaccines, the numbers?
They still have the same one, the JNOS one, which is a post-exposure vaccine that, you're supposed to be taken, I think, within, was it 3 or 4 days of potential exposure. And so hopefully that will lessen your symptoms, and you won't have, complications and whatnot. But the research on that seems to be, when it comes to efficacy, is a little bit.
So,
vague,
This
yeah.
is the problem. Okay, I'm exposed to monkeypox. I call my physician. They can see me in 2 weeks.
By then,
Right. Or I call my physician, they get me in, then, but where's the vaccine?
Well, I think it's different. I think so. I think it's a little bit different because of the fact that it's a different classification for that rare infectious disease, that it's elevated in such a way where you will get priority to get treated with that. But you have to have a confirmed diagnostic, so you have to do the test work.
so they
In
do have
order
a
to-
vaccine out for monkeypox specifically.
It's not, no, it's not for monkeypox, I don't think. It's for,
Is it for smallpox?
I think it's for smallpox post-exposure, but they're using it for monkeypox because it's a very similar genus, or it's a different strand though. But I'm not too familiar with it, but I do know that's what CDC, FDA, and DPH have been rolling out. But I really don't know much more about that. I do know that the case counts are going up for incidence rate.
You don't know something? I'm shocked.
Oh, come on.
I'm just wondering how they test for monkeypox.
That's
Any
a
idea,
good- That's a
Mackenzie?
great
Is it
question.
blood or is it from the lesions? But you need a result quickly.
Imagine it's a PCR, right?
Oh, yeah, could be a PCR, but would it be blood? Have to be blood.
I don't know, probably,
No, a swab of the lesion.
right? Maybe. I'm not a infectious
Yeah,
disease
and
person.
It must
focusing on
go to the
this.
Mass Department of Public Health
Yeah.
assessment to be tested.
Well, let's just hope none of us have any lesions on us at any point, right?
So you just need to contact your physician immediately and say that you're been exposed and, yeah.
Or
get an
you have
appointment
these
right away.
symptoms. And I don't know what it is. Please help.
Okay, burial, you can bury
Somebody in your
a body
backyard.
in your backyard?
You could do home burials and green burials, yes, but
That's all allowed? What's green burials?
so a green burial is, it's, there are different types. So basically you don't have a coffin. You don't do the embalming process. It's a natural kind of process of the
Decomposition.
decomposition, or if you can have a structure, but it's got to be like wood, it's got to be environmentally not harmful to the environment or something, or breaks it down in a natural way. I'm not too sure about it, but I know that you could do both, but but there's a whole process to it.
All right, if you have a non-green burial, do you still need the casket in the vault?
If you what?
If it's non-green burial, it's a regular burial, like they do in a cemetery, you have your casket and they put the casket in a vault and they put the vault in the ground.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
how
you
it
still,
has to be at home?
yes. Well, I mean, it potentially could be if the Board of Health allows for that. But there are so many different criteria to it. And you also have to meet the state requirements as well for cemeteries and that process too. Why, have you guys done something like this? in the
Well,
past?
yeah, not that I know. I wasn't even aware that it's
Oh,
allowable.
I saw that email.
Oh, yeah.
from,
Yeah, so,
From Lisa.
well, you know that the Board of Health, determines the location of cemeteries.
Right,
And so it was, what was it, the history, 1908 is when they did not allow for home burials because it was a concern for groundwater contamination. And if there's a reservoir or whatnot, you really don't want to have that there because that could, as you know, contaminate the water supply and get someone sick. So if you're in like a zone A or, water tributary, it's not allowed. But if you're in a zone 1 or 2, depends on the kind of, the kind of,
I'm at a Board of Health meeting, I'll call you later.
the kind of criteria for it, then, you also need to look at the groundwater determination.
Okay, you just said it, but 1908, you could no longer have.
Well, before. So before you could do it, but once 1908, there's a legislation,
So therefore,
Mass General Law.
it's not
to-
allowed. Now it's not allowed.
No, now you need to, before people were able to do without anything.
Okay,
So the regulations came in where now you have to ask for the Board of Health to authorize that.
so it is allowable if they follow certain criteria
That's
and
absolutely
if the
correct.
Board of Health agrees.
Well, if the Board of Health approves and permits it, and meeting all the state requirements, yes.
If they meet all the state requirements, can the Board of Health still refuse to allow it?
If they meet all the criteria of the state law,
Mhm.
I don't think that you necessarily. I don't know. I really don't know.
Because there would be there's no local bylaw.
Right.
Something
depends on
happened,
zoning.
is somebody
Depends
asking
on
to
zoning.
bury somebody in their backyard, or what, like, what's prompting this conversation? Did I miss the beginning of this, or?
Yeah, so I got a notification, and so I was just answering the inquiry, and so it's just brought up to, what does the board do, I guess, in that regard.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't. pick
But
out a
there's no,
specific
but there's
person
no
yet.
request yet. It was just an informal inquiry, if you will. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then what do you
Now-
do if you sell the property later?
Whether they have.
Well, you have to
a
do
deed.
a deed, yeah. You have
Yeah.
to notify it, yeah.
Yeah,
To let other people know that there's someone buried in your backyard potentially. Or is.
yeah. It'd have to be on your deed.
Yes. Because you don't want someone to,
Yeah,
so.
they put in a pool with,
Same thing with
Grandmother.
pet cemeteries too.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
wasn't there a movie like that?
Pet
Yeah, it's a
cemetery.
book, Stephen King,
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery.
No, about where the girl lived through the television.
I don't know. I've never seen.
The
that.
Ring,
What is it?
The Ring.
A Ring? Lord of the Rings?
Oh, no, just The Ring.
The Ring.
No,
The, and all these forms and stuff, where do they get them if they want to pursue it,
I don't think there are forms.
or the criteria for it? Is that a mess?
DPH would have it, yeah. Department of Public Health.
I'd be curious to read up on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot that the Board of Health does. It's unbelievable.
We could do, let's put it that way.
There's a lot that the Board of Health could do.
Okay, the disc golf course, you brought up about the, have they applied for a mobile food unit
I have no idea.
permit?
I don't know about this.
That was a long time ago.
I know,
They
but
were-
Alex asked about it, the disc golf course and,
Yeah,
They
is
were
there a
applying for-
food going on? Is there a food truck?
well, they want to have a mobile food unit
Oh, okay.
and then sell alcohol. But they had to go
Oh.
through the planning board, and I don't know if the planning board approved anything yet, and they have to go to see if they can get an alcohol
Right.
permit.
Right. So I thought it was in the select board to see if they could get an alcohol.
Okay.
That is select board, that's
All
right.
right,
No,
and-
you don't know whether it's in their proposals.
And how it was left, because Tammy was involved with this, that they could have the porta potties. It was a seasonal mobile food unit.
Wait, what?
They could have porta potties. They already have porta potties there now, I believe.
They don't have a permanent structure there?
No,
No.
no,
They don't have restrooms that are,
no, they have porta potties.
how come?
because it's a seasonal thing and that we didn't.
What do you mean seasonal?
It's only during,
How many
it's not
months?
during the winter. I guess it depends on what the weather is. But she had said there's
Well,
no,
is
nothing
it
that,
6 months? Is it, you know,
I guess we'll have to wait to see when they come for permit.
so it's a business, they don't have sanitary facilities? Or they do, they
It's a
have
bus-
temporary ones?
I think that they have porta potties, I
Yes.
believe.
Okay,
Right.
they don't have a permanent.
Right,
No.
but they don't have any employees per se.
Yeah.
You know, people just go and they deposit their fees into a little block box or something, they go off on their own.
Okay.
So you don't have to have facilities because there's no actual employee there for more than, you know, a half
I don't know,
hour
this
or
is
so.
news to me, okay, all right.
Do you ever play disc golf?
No.
Oh,
So they do want to do a mobile food unit to sell alcohol.
From it?
I'm not quite sure if it'll be the same unit or
Mm.
I'm not sure how that setup will be, but they came to us.
Yeah, I haven't
because-
received an application, so I
So
don't
they
know.
came to us because there was, the bylaws weren't clear. They talked about a trailer. Well, the trailer means if you have a fire or something and people have to relocate into a trailer, or business has to relocate to a trailer, as opposed to a mobile food unit. So we just have to wait to see what happens.
Okay, great.
yeah.
I want to provide an update about the academic public health corps. So this is a grant through the Massachusetts Health Officers Association, and we, Southwick, so we were talking with this organization where they have, master's students provide assistance to local boards of health with any sort of projects, specific projects that the board might have, and that the students could assist on. So I have a few potential schools who are interested in working with the town of Southwick, including UMass, Lowell, Boston University School of Public Health, Tufts University School of Public Health, and Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences as well. And so one of the projects was to do a needs assessment of sort of like a benchmark comparing other municipalities that have similar criteria of meeting, Southwick's, and seeing what their Board of Health system is like, and compare it to, other demographics in that regard. Doing, kind of like community outreach, dissemination materials. But are there any sort of projects that the
Yes,
board is interested that we would like students to work on, like any major ones that you guys always wanted to work on?
Do you have any idea, Mackenzie?
I mean, not off the top of my head, but if you gave me a list of ideas, I can pick for one.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, you and Tom would have a better idea.
Okay.
Do you have anything, Jean?
Well, the only thing I'm thinking of is, find some way to have, like the restaurant inspections uniformed. Remember Tom was working on like getting that program
Which
for
was
it,
way too expensive.
which was way too expensive.
Wait, what is that now?
The restaurant inspections, how do you do them? You get a piece of paper and you go and check this off,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So our,
Automate that
Yeah.
some way.
our thing, yeah, to automate that, but also to tie everything in that, for example, maybe a beer and wine or an alcohol permit isn't issued if they haven't had a board of health inspection and paid for their permits.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So,
time,
oh,
but
okay,
that was
so,
a
okay,
regular
so have them
program.
work on the software.
That was actually a software thing. It was actually a program, and I kept
Yeah, there's
saying,
quite a few. There's WimWam, there's Food Pro Code, there's
so the building inspector already has one, and so
Yeah.
they were looking
right,
into,
Permitize, right,
yeah,
right,
hooking up with that, but it's way expensive.
yeah.
right, yeah.
So-
Yeah, there's an organization actually that just reached out about, it's called Full Circle Technology, Full One Technology, yeah.
So my thought was, don't we have any IT people that could develop a program?
Not
Yeah.
here, no.
I think that takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
So-
Well, just some type of uniformity, some type of, create,
Electronically,
not only that, but create step 1, step 2, step 3, a checklist to make sure this restaurant has this permit, this restaurant needs that permit,
Hmm.
et cetera, and on and on. It's kind of jumbled.
and so a potential health inspector could use this with us for the town.
Not only that, but when it comes to renewing the permits every year, poor Cindy, she only had a quick little lesson from Jess, and Jess isn't here anymore. To coordinate something with the select board to make sure that the food permits aren't issued unless the liquor licenses are issued and unless the
And they're all,
town
like they're all
clerk
put together, like they're all
Right.
together.
and the taxes have been paid. It's a coordination of all the municipalities
The departments,
All the
of
departments,
the
yeah.
departments.
right, that makes
for,
sense.
Something like that.
Cindy,
Mhm.
for each food establishment,
you know?
under each food establishment, is there a list of all the things that they need permits for and certificates for?
Like for everything or just for,
For example, pick on Roma Restaurant. So we have Roma. Is there a list of,
Okay.
this is what they need for their food permit? This is what they need for for certificates, for choking, for
Yeah, well,
allergy?
they fill out the application and part of their application is to hand in all of their certificates with their application.
But shouldn't we be telling them what certificates we need? Instead of them telling us what certificates they need?
Oh, there's certain ones that we know that they need and we tell them like their choke and their Surf Safe and their manager. And like if they're a store, they sell tobacco, they have their state tobacco license, we need a copy of it.
So yeah, so what I'd like to see is for each establishment, when we send out these applications or we send it out, that we have that this is what we need. We need,
Start again.
this certification, and you're gonna get this permit, and we need X amount of dollars.
Yeah. And when it comes time to do that again, as a courtesy to the businesses, are we going to send out the application to them or leave it up to them as their responsibility to remember that they need to reapply for their New Year one?
No, we send them out every year.
We send it every year, a courtesy letter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I
Well-
want it to be that we tell them what we need from them, and then
Well,
if
yeah,
they feel that
absolutely.
they don't need that.
Yeah. If you guys
contact
want to type something up, I can definitely include it with their letter and their application, like a list.
Yeah,
like a list for them.
Can you just look at the shared drive and see what the letter looked like in the past, or if there's any sort of like mini checklist? Oh, by the way, a reminder, these are as an attachment, or, what was it, a letter and a food application that had all that already listed?
And it could be, maybe the next meeting, you can give us a copy of what is sent out.
Okay, yeah, I will do.
Previously.
Yeah,
When do you want to start putting all that together since they're due like what, the week before Thanksgiving? Was that the deadline? I wasn't here this time last year,
we
so.
were due the week before Thanksgiving
Why are you
for
looking?
2023.
they actually go out, I think, the 1st of November, so
Oh,
this
we gotta do it earlier.
should really be done in October.
Oh, absolutely. No, we gotta send it out earlier.
So I can start, well, it's already August, so I can start, getting lists together of which establishments are gonna be receiving them and then
Right.
sending out maybe towards the end of September.
Yeah,
So
so,
could-
but we'll, yeah,
At our next meeting, can we have a sample of what goes out?
Yeah, I can find what was sent out last year.
great.
Okay.
I
That'll work.
definitely want to tell them that this is what we need from you.
And I
Right.
started getting the pumping records from different pumpers and haulers. And it's really important to have these, that way we know the condition of the tank. And we see the frequency of when it's pumped as well. It's a good
Are those all from-
indicator of the
Are those all
quality.
from one company?
No, these are multiple. I just got it
Okay.
last, while I was on vacation. And some today as well, on Monday.
All right, and I see you are addressing property sales and Title V inspections.
Yes, so Cindy and I, along with assessors, are working on just looking at the transaction lists of real estate, and just, comparing and looking at whether or not they're not on sewer. Okay, so they're probably on septic. Did we receive a Title V? And just kind of building that kind of.
Do
compliance in
you
that
like
regard.
kind of look at Zulu or, the local realtors
I
to see what's on the market in Southwood?
usually
I
just
was-
look at the transaction records, yeah.
Cindy, who do you look at?
I was gonna do Zillow and Realtor.com, but then I had asked Lisa, I was talking to Lisa about it in the select board, and she said that the assessor's office would probably have a list. So I called down there today, and she said that they get a monthly list of homes that were sold and land that was sold. So she's gonna start including us in receiving that list.
Right.
So
But you need the lands that are for sale, not necessarily sold. Because the Title V.
Well, it could be- it should be
before the
done.
sale.
Right, well, technically, it could be 2 years before the sale of the transfer title or 6 months after. But usually people do the transfer title, as you know, like just,
Yeah. Right.
especially nowadays, everyone's in a hurry. Oh, we forgot.
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's, Tom and I used to go through, the local what's for sale and just check to see if there was a Title V on file. And if there wasn't, to notify the realtor. That we had a form letter that we used to send out quite a few years ago. So,
So where would we find that form letter? Tom would maybe know where it is.
yeah,
Great,
Okay, North Pond.
what about it?
So we got, in your folder, Mackenzie, you don't have it though, is the,
conservation restriction.
yeah, restrictions for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, okay.
Did you hear back from anybody, Alex?
Huh?
You said you contacted. some
No, we're
people.
gonna have a meeting at the end of August with, what is it, Wildlife and
US
Fisheries?
Fish and Wildlife.
That's the one.
Do you have the date and time set yet or no?
I think so it's the end of August. Was it the 30th?
Because they hold a conservation restriction on that property. They essentially are the owners
Yes,
of
Says-
that
It says
property.
That's
Town of
correct.
Southwick.
Right, but the town of Southwick owns a portion. When you first pull in
We-
off of the
So
road,
we own 61 acres of
I don't think so.
it. Because I think this had said Town of Southwick and 61 acres
Yeah.
is the owner.
But the conservation restriction is really, you can't do anything there.
yeah.
But, people
Can't
have
do
been
anything.
there and they've been cooking, having fires and, the kids are doing the rope swing and drinking in the whole 9 yards. But the police really have no authority to fine anybody or arrest them. So, the Conservation Commission is, or Sabrina, a coordinator, is looking into possibly creating a bylaw that, will potentially have consequences to what people are currently doing out there now.
And then
It's
the
very restrictive.
And then the police can enforce that.
Then the police can enforce it, yeah.
So, but, yeah, Board of Health, we're just gonna be looking at the human waste and the public health nuisances. And so it's gonna be other departments there as well during that time for the meeting. And
So we have to wait to see what they say.
Yeah.
Seems like they say you can't have it, but then here it talks about, well, if you want to have certain things, you just have to get permission.
yep, so we're gonna have a meeting and discuss all that, yeah.
Right, but where you very, very first turn off, right on South Long Yard,
Mhm.
there is that portion there that is town owned.
That has the
And
well,
you can put a porta potty there
or a
but-
permanent,
or a permanent facility. But
Well,
a
how many
majority of the people are down.
How many
there.
acres is that then? That's.
I'd have to look
town
at the
owned.
map soon, I don't,
So that doesn't fall into the restriction.
that specific area, and there's a
Doesn't-
little kiosk there, and
It doesn't fall into the
that does
restriction.
not fall under the USDA restriction. So, but it's a very small area, so that's what they're thinking about doing now. Well, it'll be a work in progress.
Yeah. We'll keep everyone,
So who
Informed.
now is picking up the trash and stuff?
no clue.
The chairman of the Conservation Commission
He's doing it?
or the coordinator or
Is Lake Management involved in this at all?
Lakeman, I don't believe so, no.
Citizens Restoring Congamon?
I think a couple of them are, there's no specific person, everybody's just kind of pitching in and helping out.
Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, I heard.
The Boy Scouts actually are the ones that created the trail map and built that kiosk.
Oh. It's cute. That's
So-
nice.
It's unfortunately turning into a playground for teenagers. More than what its intent was, is to be a recreational area, People are down there and using the land like it's their backyard.
Well, no, because they're leaving trash and stuff and they probably wouldn't do that in their backyard.
Well, that's true, but they're having like cookouts and, it's not treated for the intent,
Right.
so we'll see. But everybody's aware of it, so they were starting.
So
to work
this
on it.
meeting, the end of August, with all these people, can two Board of Health members be,
No, it's just
On that
department
meeting?
heads.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
No,
just town
because if two Board of Health members meet,
Quorum,
it constitutes a quorum, so.
even if you
can't-
don't meet, you just.
based
listen?
on the board, I
can-
guess, yeah.
You can go as the chairman of the Board of Health,
Well, no, I mean, you're conservation though, so you'll,
but I'm not a member. I am a member of the Board of Health. So you and I together in one room would constitute a meeting.
yeah, that's really restricted on if you want to go to. But if we were going to go to a seminar or something, two of us were going to a seminar, what do you do in that case?
But it's an educational
It's
seminar.
different. You're not talking about matters of
Of
a vested
policy or
public,
government,
health,
yeah.
right, right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, yeah. Okay,
Okay, hey,
Peter's
my
Hey.
first official motion,
Andrew, you have any questions?
he's gone.
No,
Oh,
Andrew's on
Andrew,
there.
oh, I'm sorry.
Peter's gone. No
Peter's
questions,
gone.
Andrew? No comments? Okay, how about you,
Okay.
Mackenzie? Anything?
No, I'm good. I'm ready to pack it in.
Or Cindy?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so our next meeting, you have something about on the restaurants, what we send out,
Yeah, I'll look for that tomorrow.
okay? All right, so,
Okay, my first official coming back is make a motion to adjourn at 7:40.
Second
I'll
that.
second that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Sue Brodsky, yes.
Jean Nelson, yes.
Kenzie Kane, yes.
Okay, see you at the next meeting in 2 weeks.